All right, sorry about that. I ran out of time. So we were on I, and we had a projectile moving upward and rightward towards its peak of its trajectory. So we have the projectile, we have gravity acting upon it. And since it's running off of the applied force that was already applied earlier, it's just using its inertia to travel now. There are no applied forces. So that would be fine for I. The other thing to take note is that the projectile would be moving down, right? It would after it goes up into the air, it'd start to slow down, and then it would start to fall back to Earth, and that would be an acceleration. And therefore, we have an unequal force vector, meaning an acceleration downward. I think we already did J, so I need to skip to K. An upward rising elevator is slowing down. It is not touching the elevator shaft, so we can ignore friction for the most part. We have F gravity pressing down on the elevator, and we have a tension force pulling it up. The thing that's important is this vector, the tension vector needs to be greater than the gravity vector, because we do have an acceleration, in this case a deceleration or a negative acceleration, and it is slowing down as it is going upwards. So this force has to be greater than the gravitational force. L, a force is applied to accelerate a crate across a rough horizontal surface. So we have our crate. We know that gravity is pulling down, and it's a rough surface. Well, before we get to that, let's offset our gravitational force because it's sitting on a surface. So we're going to have the normal force pressing back, equal and opposite. It doesn't matter which way you apply the force because it doesn't tell you which way. I'm going to apply my force to the right, and it is accelerating to the right. So yes, opposing motion is friction, like friction likes to do. But notice that this vector is less than the applied force because we have an acceleration to the right. So this vector has to be shorter than the applied force vector.